Oh, snap. Yikes, this is loud. It's rock. We're about to rock. Hold up. Hold up. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus.
And it's your boy, Don Wannabe, back in the house once again.
We just did a crazy monologue about Don Henley.
Don Henley.
He is a bad man. Anyways, he's moving mad fam. But today, we're checking out Green Day, American Idiot. Now, I've definitely heard this hook. I've never dived into the lyrics, and the reason I've never really listened to this song is because he says American Idiot, and I'm an American patriot, and I'm not an idiot.
You got your Pride shirt on.
Yeah.
I see you're celebrating.
It's July. Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
1776. Anyways, yeah, we're here. So we're going to check out Green Day, American Idiot. I know you've heard this song, but did you ever break down the lyrics or anything?
No, because I don't listen to Green Day like that. Like, my memory of Green Day, honestly, what I think about is there was this chick in high school. She was my friend's older sister, and her name was Sam, and she was hot as hell, and she used to listen to Green Day. And I just remember smoking weed with her in the park, bumping Green Day.
Yeah, because you had to. Because you were just trying to holler. And
yes, exactly.
How many songs have you heard in your life you're just like, bro, bitch, turn this off?
Yes, exactly. But I'm just like, oh, she's
So
hot.
you didn't like Green Day. I
No.
think they have some bangers
no,
from the reactions.
They have some good songs. Don't get me wrong.
That's how it was with
But
Blink.
it's just not what I was listening to.
Yeah, I was listening to hip hop. Me
Yeah.
too, because I remember trying to holler at this chick.
Yeah, if there was a cute stoner chick at the park, you know what I mean?
I remember this chick, Casey, and she put me on a Blink 182.
And we were
And I'd
passing
only listened to it because of her, but then I started to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Exactly.
you. All right, well, if you guys are
Bro,
here for it.
Pussy
40.
is the gateway drug for music.
Boys are back in town. 40-year-old
What?
boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
You know what that just brought up to mind? I'm sorry, I have to go on this tangent because we are the FUQ Boys channel.
What?
But when I was younger, like, I honestly there was music that I'd be like, oh yeah, I like it just because, like, I thought that would help me out with the girl. But in reality, it's better to just be like, no, like, that is not my thing. You know what I mean?
And have your own thing.
And challenge them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of trying to, like, mold to the female's wishes, you know, just stand firm.
My bad.
I don't listen to this garbage.
Anyways.
Throw the CD out the window. I would have had a better chance.
I have no judgment on Green Day. The stuff I've reacted to on here, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, I think 21 Gun Salute, they've been really good tracks. I just try to listen to the music and tell you guys what I think of the music. That's what I'm going to do here. But this might go off the rails because it is titled American Idiot. I don't take that lightly. So if you guys are here for it, oh yeah, membership, if you want access to the reactions early, that link's in the description. Me and him have a 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast channel where we actually just take on trending topics, only do commentary. And I have a channel, Pegasus versus the World, if you guys want to support any of that. Anyways, here we go. Green Day, American, Boombaye. Okay, why? Let's see.
Don't want a nation under the new media.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear the sound of hysteria?
Yeah.
The subliminal mind, America.
Yeah.
Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation. Everything isn't meant to be okay. Television dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones I'm meant to follow, but that's enough to argue. Well, maybe I'm the
Okay. This is kind of a banger. This is a banger. Like, I'm just like, it's catchy, it's hot. So the lyrics, I do think this is interesting because I do know he is one of the people, like, I think he has Trump derangement syndrome. in the sense like there's certain people who melt when they hear the name Trump. I'm
Yeah.
just neutral, right? Like I don't understand people who melt down for Trump or Biden. You know, like it's just like, dude, it's politics. Like what? But a lot of people melt down. This is the interesting thing about Donald Trump is he makes people melt. I still don't understand that, but he is one of the people who melts because I guess after the attempted assassination, he did a show and he had like the Trump mask and he like
I saw that,
something.
and that really angers me because I have, you know who it is. I have this super liberal friend who over the pandemic was saying it's time to bring out the guillotines.
Oh Lord.
Okay, and everyone is complaining about the rhetoric and how the right is so out of hand and they tried to overthrow and and all this stuff, right, in these conversations. But then when you say things like bring out the guillotines and you have Kathy Griffith holding up the head and then you have him doing that, it's like you're part of the problem. Don't sit here and pretend that like it's okay for you to have those type of conversations, but then when the other side does it, we need to lock them up and they're evil and they're bringing down America and they're anti-democracy.
So the point I wanted to make is that the thing I agreed with him on is, America being controlled by media. Right?
Yes,
right,
that's
hysteria.
true.
So I wanted to talk about how that ties in. It's a really good lyric. I actually absolutely agree with it. But it's interesting because we fast forward to now, where I don't know when he wrote this, right? Maybe he's going against like conservatism or something at the time, because conservatism was really popping when I was in my 20s in the sense of people remember stomping out Snoop Dogg and Tupac CDs and banning 2 Live Crew, and everyone's like, no, free expression. So I understood maybe that's where he's coming from. But then fast forward to the media now, where everything that I'm seeing.
To be fair, a lot of that was Tipper Gore. That was Al Gore's wife.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so, you're right. Yeah. So, but what I was trying to say is I think it's interesting because the media goes both ways, right? So I just think that's interesting when he says that, because that's a very deep line, and I actually totally agree.
It is a deep line. The thing that makes it more interesting to me is that when you start to realize that what people believe is that they have the ownership of the truth.
Yes.
So he's saying if you're watching Fox News,
now
you're
2020,
you're being brainwashed. It's over here at MSNBC and CNN that has the truth.
And now they're also one of the groups, along with other groups that I really enjoy, rock, like the Rage Against the Machines, the Foo Fighters, etc. But they were a part of this group that was like, oh, in 2020 the media is real now. The media is fair, and they're trying to help your health, and they're trying to do all these things. So I just think it's interesting he said that. So, all right, let's go.
Well, maybe I'm the America. I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now everybody to the propaganda.
Pause.
Hold on, let's get through the verse.
So, yeah, there are some interesting things. I mean, wake up to a new kind of tension. It's like, this is something that's been going on. When was this song written? 15 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. 15, 20 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then at the same time, I just think it's very funny to me that he's like, I'm not part of the redneck agenda, not part of the propaganda. It's like, yes, you are. You absolutely are a part of the propaganda. You just don't see it. And the reason why I say this, because I personally bought into the propaganda that rednecks are racist, that they're all about, big business and they don't care about the little people. I bought into all this stuff because I was raised in a certain household with certain ideals, read certain, books about the government. And I had this, vision of what, middle America was like, of what being redneck was, about what being conservative was. And I did not understand it because I wasn't around it. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's pushing that BS propaganda, because I had the experience of, I started working for a company based out of Texas, and I was forced to work side by side with all these people that hold opposing views from me. And those people became my friends. Now I have friends on both sides of the spectrum, and I'm like, yo, man, it's BS, because whether or not they want to admit it, they're pushing this agenda of like, oh, these rednecks. It's like, do you have any redneck friends? Do you genuinely have any friends that come from a different walk of life, that grew up, in a small town, maybe, Christian, conservative, whatever, to where you can say, hey, I honestly know people like that? Because if you don't, then you shouldn't be speaking on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people, so this is what I think. When he said that whole thing, I think there is truth to that. In a sense, because the history of America, there's certain things that do reoccur. Like we see it day to day. But what happens is they try to magnify that and they forget the growth America has had. They forget all the things we're overcoming. They also forget that we're something that's never happened in the world. And we're actually like, you're watching a baby develop into something. And instead of appreciating how far we've come from the inception of this country to where we're at, people just, hyper focus on certain things. And to me, I'm just like the pot calling the kettle black. I don't know where he's from. I think they're from the UK, right? Or no? Or is he from Australia?
I thought they were from California or something.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
I thought they were from California for whatever reason. I could be completely wrong.
I could this up. I don't know. I don't know. This is hilarious.
But yeah, I thought they were from
That's crazy. Where's Green Day from? It's always Rodeo, California.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying, because this is why I get so angry, because it's like, you probably don't have friends that are AKA rednecks that grew up in this part of the world. And so you're pushing propaganda that you were taught. You were told that this is what a redneck is, and probably don't know any. Bro. So that's where I get upset. It's like you have these people, liberals from cities, that are talking ish about people that they've never met. And if they actually met them, they would be like, oh, these are actually good people. We just have these different opinions on certain things.
Let's get through this song. That's crazy, because I thought they were from UK or Canada or Australia. No. That's ridiculous. It's always, oh my God, Americans. Maybe Americans are idiots.
We are. Yes, we are.
What the fuck?
Everything is meant to be okay. Don't think that dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones that meant to follow. Play that's enough to rock you.
It's crazy how you can make it this catchy, too. Yo, that's wild.
So what if being American idiot? One nation controlled by the media. Information age of hysteria. It's going out to idiot America. Welcome to a new.
I mean, that's real talk.
It is.
But he's not practicing what he's preaching. Oh, Lord. Because all media is propaganda. It's the Hunger Games.
We're not the ones that meant to follow. Boy, that's enough to want you.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's funny because I'm not going to sit here and have so much ego that I can't criticize America, even my own ways of thinking sometimes. And I have to push back on certain thoughts, and I go back and forth to develop the stance of, so I'm cool with this track because we're American.
Well, no, it's a good song. It's a great song. If you look at it, I mean, it's catchy and it is true. Like, what is he talking about? He's talking about media, pushing out this certain narrative, right, which causes hysteria and causes a narrow-minded view, and ultimately American idiots. He's saying that like the populace is uneducated and dumbed down.
Yes.
And partially because they're tuning into media that's not giving a full perspective.
And there's fluoride in the water.
Fluoride in the water, astrazine. His baby bottle was filled with astrazine.
Anyways, man, look, if we strip it down to just the music, that's a freaking banger.
Again, you know what I think the challenge is,
banger.
and part of the problem is a lot of people, you know, have these views and they're never really tested because they don't actually, you know, have any type of relationship with anybody that's outside of their worldview. I think that's part of the biggest problem is it's like a lot of these, like my liberal friends, it's like you don't have any friends that are outside of your talking points. Yeah. So you don't ever have your point of view challenged in a real way by somebody that you respect. Yeah. And that's what the issue is. Like you and I are so different on so many levels. Like you don't drink, you know, I party, did all this stuff. You're way more like conservative and frugal. I'm way more like wild in certain terms, but that's what I enjoy about, you know, our friendship is that you have these opposing views that challenge my way of looking. And sometimes I'll be like, yo, Rob's an idiot. Right. But then I have to look at you and be like, hey, I respect him. Let me try to look at it from his point of view. And I can start to see outside of myself and be like, oh, okay, now I can understand where he's coming from. Or, you know, you've said certain things to me and then you end up being right over the span of whatever, like your way of looking at things, you know, years later I come around and I was like, damn, you know, P was right the whole time. And it forces me to like look at my own way of being and my own way of thinking.
The worst is our liberal friends. One of them, his name starts with an N.
Yes.
Hold on. But our liberal friends who will speak up for black people and not have any black friends. He ain't at the cookout. No. He ain't hanging with black people. I'm like, I am, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am, bruh. Like, well, and it's just funny because of this polarization, I'm light skinned. It's like people almost want to take your black card when you don't say the shit they want you to hear. I'm like, bro, I'm kicking it with rappers in the hood, like doing reactions with hood dudes. Like, what are you talking about? That's the thing that vexes me because I'm like, bro, I just have my own opinion. All my homies think different too.
Yes.
But anyways.
Yeah, I just, since you brought it up, I just wanted to close it out because you're right, because I know who you're talking about. And I saw something they posted the other day where somebody's license plate said something in Indian that meant elk. And he was going off like, how dare you as a white man, you know, blah, blah, blah. You have no right. And I was just thinking like, I didn't comment because I was like, I don't want to stir the pot. But he was saying that this white person didn't have a right. And I'm like, you don't know anything about them. You're making all these interpretations, but like I am 20% Native American.
Yeah. Yellow so if I wanted like 50% Native and he don't look Native.
This is what I'm saying. So what right do you have? But that's the liberal mind virus.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again.
Cancellation. Unsubscribe.